Hey guys, Joe here with Dojo Trading, and today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the scanner feature. And we did have a personal request from TechNow who was asking if we could go over how to create a personal scan. So that's exactly what we're going to do. He was asking, could you please help me do a scan that shows the stock that is above the 50 moving average within 2 bars, the RSI, which is below 60 and above 30 on the daily time frame, and a stochastics that is oversold on the 1 hour time frame. Now, for those of you who have a lot of these kinds of ideas and they want to build a custom scan for it, that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to go over that so that you can see how easy it is for you to, in fact, do that without having to worry about um, having a general or great understanding of how the coding works. So it's all about logic. And as long as you can think of it logically, like he did in the exact question, you can get the scan to match um, your criteria. So let's just go ahead and do that. So I have a little sticky note over here that just makes it easier. Stock is greater than 50 moving average within 2 bars. And then we have the RSI, which is below 60 and above 30 on the daily. And then we have the stochastics, which is oversold on the 1 hour. So this seems like there's a bit of conditions there, but we're going to go over them so we can make them work together. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this out the way, and we're going to come over here to the scan tab. But actually, before we start any of that, the best thing you can do is just make sure that you go ahead and throw on the RSI and the stochastics, just so that you can verify that in fact the results are correct. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that anyways, just in case you've never done it before, so that you understand how to do it. So I'm starting off with a clean slate, and I'm gonna come right up over here to the edit studies, click on this button. I'm gonna go ahead and add the RSI. I'm gonna go ahead and add the stochastics, and I want the full, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add moving average. All right, I'm gonna change moving average to 50 so that I can see and confirm that it is in fact opening above that. Then after that, I'm just gonna go ahead and click apply, and we are good. So there we have it. We have everything that we need technically loaded right down here. We have the volume, which is not needed. We have the RSI, and then we have the stochastics. So we have these to verify that our triggers are going to work. Okay, so let's just go ahead and jump right over here to the scan tab. And I went ahead and built it just to make sure that it was working prior to the video, because I did have some hiccups in it, but we're going to go over all of it so that you can see how it's done. So the first thing you want to do, if you already have some stuff that you don't necessarily want on your scan, or you're not worried about losing, come over here to this tab button, click on it, and then click reset. If it's something you want to keep as far as a scan that you made, make sure you click on the tab just the properties window just beneath it and go ahead and save it, because I don't know what you have going on, but just in case you have something. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and reset it. There we go. Now we have a nice clean slate. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I don't want any of this. And the reason is because I need to make sure that my triggers are working correctly. The conditions are being met and the results that I'm looking for are being found. So let's just get rid of everything. And what I'm going to do is come right over here to where it says add filter. And we're going to go ahead and click on that and choose study. Come on over here to the study section. And we are going to click on custom. And here we have the condition wizard. Now this thing is going to be your friend. And like I said, as long as you have a simple understanding of what it is you're looking for, you will find the results and that you seek. So the first thing we want to do is actually just get rid of this default. Everything, all the conditions you're going to create are going to be created in this area right here. Blah, blah, blah. This is going to be that area here. So let's go ahead and delete that. And we are going to go ahead and start with a new condition. Now, the very first condition that Tech asked for was the stock being greater than the 50 moving average. So think of that logically. The stock. Well, the stock, what is it that he's looking for? The price. He's looking for the price being above the 50 moving average. So the first thing we want to do is come down here to price, click on that. And then we are simply going to choose the open, because we just want to make sure that the open is in fact greater than the 50 moving average. So once we've selected that, the next thing is we need to determine what it's going to do. And what do we need it to do? We need it to be greater than something else. All right, so this is where you're going to find all of those conditions, operators that will help set that for you. So if you want a greater than or equal to, that's completely up to you. We're going to go ahead and go with greater than. And what does he want it greater than? He wants it greater than the 50 moving average. And what does that fall under? Well, that falls under technically a study. So we're going to go ahead and click on study. I'm going to go ahead and type in simple or STEM. And we're going to grab the moving average. Now, what I'm going to do is just come right on down here into the properties area, just kind of like you do naturally when you add the simple moving average onto your chart. And I'm going to change the length to the 50 time frame. Go ahead and click save. All right, so we have one condition done. So basically, if I was to scan right now, anything with the ask that's greater than the 50 moving average, we're going to get some results that show up. And just to go ahead and show that, go ahead and click OK. Go ahead and click scan, and we'll go ahead and verify that this is somewhat true. So we have Apple, right? Let's just go ahead and click on it. All right, Apple, are you above the 50? You are. That's confirmed. All right, so, you know, we get a check mark for that. So far, so good. We are above the 50. We are good. All right, so let's come back over here to the scan. Let's go ahead and select this custom again. Now let's add our next condition. And the next condition is that the RSI is below 60 and above 30. So come on down here, add condition. And what are we adding? A study. What kind of study? The RSI. And what are we looking for in the RSI? We're looking for it to be below 60. So all we don't need anything in this because we're not changing anything about what it is. We're changing about what it's the value. We're looking for a specific condition to be met. So how we're going to do that is simply by looking in the conditions, and we need the RSI to be less than or equal to your choice. And then we need it to be less than a value. So he wants the value of 60. All right. Go ahead and plug that and click save. And for the sake of the video, I'm just going to go ahead and add the next RSI as well, without checking the scan so that we can just move right along. So we have that set up. We have the RSI, which is less than 60, and now we need the RSI, which is above 30. So let's go ahead and go back, add another one. RSI, same concept. Now we need it that is greater than, and we need it to be greater than the value of 30. All right. Now, one thing that I did skip initially was the within 2 bars. So since I've caught it, let's just go ahead and go back real quick to this top one. He wanted the ask price or the open to be greater than the 50 moving average within 2 bars. So click on edit. And if you grab this scroll bar right here and slide it down, you're going to see this nice little hidden guy within 2 bars. So that's a daily time frame, 2 bars given time, you know, still above the 50 SMA. All right. So what we have here are the first 3 conditions that Tech was looking for to be checked, and he wanted this checked on the daily time frame. So let's just go ahead and click OK. And what we have now are these 3 conditions, and let's see if anything comes up when we hit the scan button. And we're going to go ahead and check all 3 of them to make sure that we are on par with our scan. Live feed, it's real. Stock market is open. All right, here we go. So we have some stuff to look at. So let's look at AAT, American Assets Trust. All right, AAT. So here we are. We have AAT. Slide my big head out of the way so we can look at the RSI. All right. So let's make this RSI bigger, and we needed the conditions to be below 60 and above 30. Well, looks like we're good. 54.55. So here's our 60 marker. Here's our 30 marker somewhere down here, and we are trailing happily in the middle of that, and that is correct. And are we above the 50? Correct. All right. So all 3 conditions at the moment have been met on AAT for this scan. We're going to go ahead and check one more. Let's check one of the red ones, the ABR. All right, ABR. So we do, in fact, are above the 50. That's a green light there. And then on the RSI, here's the 60, the 30, and we are in fact trading somewhere down there. Bam, check. All right, so those were three conditions that have just been met on the daily time frame that are in fact working. So our scan is looking good right now. Let's come back over here to the scan. Let's go ahead and add a new one. Come over here to add filter. Go ahead and go to study. And we are going to come right back down to custom. And now for the last one, we need to look at the stochastics oversold on the 1 hour time frame. So let's go ahead and actually, before we do that, let's just come right back over here to the stochastics real fast. And let's go over something. So here is the stochastics. Now you have the overbought area above 80 and you have the oversold area beneath 20. This depends on how you want to set this up, because everybody's going to have different criterias. Some people may only need or want one of these lines to be above or below one of these to trigger the signal. But what I'm going to show you is how to do it either way so that you get the results that you're looking for. Now, just for explanation purposes, the leading line is your K line and your lagging line is your D line. I'm not going to go over how they operate, but but for anybody who trades with stochastics, they know that they have two operating lines, a K line and a D line. So what I like to see personally, because I've made similar scans, are both of them being up and above specific locations before triggers are popped, just because it gives me more of confirmation. But that's completely up to you. What we're going to do on this trade is actually define both of them in a specific area. And if we don't get any results, then what we'll do is single them out. So let's go ahead and go back over to the scan. And you can see that the oversold territory is in the 20 and the overbought is in the 80. So 80-20 is what we're looking for. Good old fashioned 80-20 rule. Come over here to the scan. And for the study, come on right back down to custom, pop that open, get rid of the ADX as always. And we are looking for the stochastics, right? All right, so here we are. We have the stochastics and everything is already set for us. Now, the one thing that we are looking for is this plot. And the plot is those two lines that we just discussed, the K line and the D line, as well as some other properties. Now, if you click on this, the full K, full D, overbought, oversold, up signal, down signal, you have these functions already available for you. If you want, you can use these as is. So we'll go ahead and just use the oversold as an example. And basically, if it's oversold, stochastics oversold is true. That's it. We're not looking for anything else. We just want to make sure that it's oversold, right? That's true on the 1 hour time frame. So click yes. Now, the one thing we didn't discuss is, well, this is still on the daily time frame. This is what this period is actually by default looking for. So in order to change that, here it is, guys. This is amazing right here. This aggregation period, you're going to want to go ahead and click on this and select the 1 hour time frame. Now, I know that's going to open up so many possibilities for everybody else that probably didn't know that, because they always are probably, looking to trade on shorter time frames. And this is how you're going to be able to scan for those conditions or criterias. So go ahead and change that to the 1 hour time frame. We have it set to oversold, and we're going to go ahead and click OK. So now let's go ahead and click scan. So basically now we're just going to go check to see if all the conditions that tech has been asking for can be found. We're going to see if we find anything to look over here. It'll be interesting. We'll see. All right. So in real time, here's our results. Now let's just go ahead and pull. We'll do ACB, Aurora Cannabis. All right, here we go. Charts, ACB. All right, so we already know what it is that we need to do. First thing we need to do is make sure that everything's getting checked off the box. Above the 50, check. RSI is at 50. That is below 60 and above 30, check. And the oversold, and wrong answer, right? Because we are looking at the daily time frame. Let's go ahead and drop this down to the 1 hour, and let's see what we get here. All right, so on the 1 hour time frame, do we have an oversold condition? We don't, right? I don't see this as an oversold condition. I don't like this. This is not what I'm looking for. Oversold to me is beneath the 20. So this is the default that the scan had based off of this particular condition. So let's just go ahead and pop that back open real fast. And let me see. And this is within 1 bar. So do I like that? That to me is not, that's not an oversold condition for me. Not for me, at least. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go ahead back and kind of critique that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop that back open. And what I want to do is take the full K line, which is the leading line, and I want that to be less than 20, because that was what the value was for the oversold conditions, correct? And what I'm going to do is, personally, I'm going to change this back to 3 bars. I just like to give myself a little bit of time so I can kind of see the crossover, or if it's just leading, whatever it is, I'm going to give myself 3 bars. And I'm going to click OK. Now, what I'm also going to do is go ahead and add it one more time, the stochastics, because I'm going to do the same thing for the D line. Is less than 20. So as I explained earlier, that's basically looking to see if both of those lines are in fact beneath that that channel. So you have this right here, you have your overbought, and then you have your oversold, and then essentially you have the D line that comes down, and then you have the K line. I mean, my apologies. This is the D line. This is the K line. This is the D line. I know somebody's going to say something, but anyways, I want them both to be beneath this line right here for it to trigger the condition. All right. So let's see. Do we have the same ones on here? No. Okay, we don't have it. What were we looking at? ACB? ACB on here? No. But we do have ADC, so let's try that. ADC. All right. So here we are on the ADC on the 1 hour time frame, and we have the stochastics not giving the results once again that I'm looking for. I need both of those conditions to be true. And it's not. This K, that one's not right. This isn't right. So the results still aren't correct. So let's figure it out. Let's figure out why. And let's go ahead and take a look at another one. ADVC. EVC. Let's take a look at AD. Oh, good gosh. Let's not look at it then. Let's look at something with some volume. We'll go AES. All right, so here we are in the AES. Now we have one of the conditions that is in fact true, but not the other. And let's go back into the scan. Let's take a look at that. Is less than 20 within 3 bars. Is less than, aha. See that right there? My own mistake, right? I have double full Ks. I never changed one of them over. So again, I'm keeping the video live, or I'm just going to keep it going so that you can see how to edit these things in real time. So I made that mistake and come right back over here to edit. And I'm pretty sure some of you guys caught that. And if you did, go ahead and leave me a comment down below, because that's fantastic. And change that over to the full D on the plot. Click save within 3 bars. Click OK. Click that scan button, and let's see if we get the results that you were looking for, that you came here to see, because that's what we do. We make mistakes and we get them corrected so that you can learn how to make these scanners. These scanners are fantastic. People don't understand that once you start looking for expected criteria that may better your odds of a play, then I mean, you're looking for patterns. Essentially, that's all the market is you're looking for something that happens often, and once you are able to set certain conditions to find specifics, that may better your chances of of making some money. And this is where you're going to make all that happen. Okay, so anyways, so we got ACAD that keeps popping up. So did we already look at that one? I'm not sure, but we'll take a look at it again. All right, so here's ACAD right here. Now it's beneath the 50. Doesn't matter. We're in the 1 hour. Let's just go back to the daily. We'll start over with checks naturally. All right, so here we are. Absolutely horrendous looking picture here. All right, above the 50, check. RSI. It's at 50. Beneath the 60, above 30. Check. All right, everything's golden here. Don't care about the stochastics on the daily. We need it on the hourly. Let's drop back down into the hour. All right, let's slap this bad boy up. Now, what you're going, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, look at that. I mean, you have the K that's back in value. Okay, but you got to remember, I set it within 3 bars. So you have your first, your second, and your third bar right here. And on the third bar, you do have it in fact below. So, I mean, both of them are there. And the reason why I do this is to give myself a larger scan pool, as well as you know, I don't want to panic purchase. You know, I don't want to, if I'm looking for a quick play, I don't want it to be right on the fly and just be like, oh, that's got to be it. I want to take a look and see what kind of play has been shaping out. But if you want to change that back, you can. You simply come back to the scan, and we'll go ahead and do it just to see if it actually brings up any results. We'll change this to 1 bar. We'll see if the market's popping off. We'll see if it gives us anything. And basically all that's going to do, like I said, is you're going to have that here. You're going to have your 20, and then you're going to have both bars that are just beneath. Now, we don't know if they're going to be crossing or not. Normally they'll be touching or just like right on the fly. So we'll see if that gives us any results. But like I said, in general, I like to give myself some leeway so that I can gauge things. That's just my style. But let's see if this pops up any results. I'll be happy to see if there's anything. All right, cool. So we got some stuff. Let's look at some volume. All right, and we are going to look at ANDI. All right, well, I don't have to go back in time to see. Oh, geez. Okay. So both of these are here. Conditions are true. On the 1 hour, definitely going to go ahead and say that the daily is on par. But it doesn't seem to be. But it did, in fact, open above the 50, theoretically. Actually, not even theoretically, it's a fact. It did open above the 50. It's just, however, at this moment in time, beneath it. So, that's that. And then let's go ahead and take a look at another one. BAH. Let's try that. BAH. Okay. Above the 50, correct. Nothing here. RSI is good. Drop this down to the 1 hour time frame. Bam, bam. Both of them are below. So you can see that everything is being met. All the conditions that tech has asked for are being met. Now, there's other things you can look for. You can look for crossovers. You know, if you're looking for crossovers, things that, you know, change, that's up to you. But as far as how these are, as per request, we have met those conditions. But let's just go ahead and jump back over to the scan real fast and add some other features. Now, personally, I don't want the penny stocks and all that other stuff to kind of like blow up on my scan. So what I would naturally do is come right back over here to the add filter, click on stock, change this over to volume, and drop in about 1 million. I don't know, that should be 1 million, whatever. And what I'm gonna do is go ahead and add another stock, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add an ask price of $5. So this one didn't make it. All right, so there we go. So I have 1 million on volume so that the volume's somewhere high. I mean, that's completely up to you on how you want to do it. Then I'll go ahead and click scan. This obviously narrows down my results, but obviously I want to trade an equity or an underlying that is liquid. I don't want to be caught trading something that I can't get in and out of safely. So I always do about 1 million. And the least, absolute least I'd do is like 750,000 on the daily, but a million is pretty comfortable for me. So anyways, so once those results are up, and now we have some other things to look at. So let's take a look at knee. All right, so here's the hour time frame. Both of those are below. Let's check the daily. Daily did in fact open above the 50. It's not currently above it, but it did open above it. So these are conditions that you also want to check. That's why they're here. Now, what you're going to want to do after this, or at least what I recommend doing, is come right back over here to the scan. And once you're happy with the scan that you made, I would recommend coming over here, clicking on this tab and saving it. So I'm going to go ahead and save this as TechNow scan. Now, as you can see, I already have one over here, and this one isn't even technically correct, not compared to this one. I'm going to go ahead and save it. I'm going to go ahead and override it. And what you want to do is when you come over here to your watch list, go ahead and click on it, click on your personals, and whatever you named it, load it. And the reason is because you can link these boxes. Like these boxes right here, you can link them to your charts. So if you didn't know that before, now you do. All you want to do is select the color by clicking on it, select the color that you want to link it with. Same thing with your watch list. And now every time that you click on any of these in your watch list, you are going to have it transfer over to your active chart or the chart that you have open. So you can see that everything is being checked off the boxes here. Good to go, good to go. Drop this down to the 1 hour. And bam. So now you have an active chart with all the other cool things that you probably made off my page, with all of the watch list, you know, colors and beacons and all that fun stuff like that. You know, you whack, look at all that. It's just like a color show, right? But these help you look at things at a glance and get the results you're looking for. Pretty much like pre-scanning, but that's actually my watch list. So anyways, that's it. That's all there is to it. That therein defines how to set up those kinds of scans. Now, I hope that helped. I feel like I went over everything that you could be looking for. But again, as always, if there's any questions about how any of that operates, or you want to go over it or a different part of it, please let me know in the comments below. I enjoy making these videos for you. I enjoy helping you out, because at the end of the day, we're all here to do something. So if you found it helpful, please let me know in the video, in the comments below. And as always, take care of yourself, do what you got to do, and trade smart out there. Until next time, this is Joe with Joji Trading. Take care.